charity 2 years ago at 81% is video. Now, fine, hardly any of us are ever going to get in those top 500 posts, fair enough, but still it shows what grabs attention and engagement. So that's why you're absolutely right to be using video. I assume many of you are. I should have run a poll to find out who's using it. But equally, I know many charities are not and are still nervous about it, or sometimes the skill just resides in one person for charities that have more than one person working for them or volunteering for them. So my suggestion is it really needs to become a widespread skill and confidence. So again, I'm hoping some of these tools will give you those ideas. But that is why we're looking at video today. So let's start with some tools to make and edit a video. Normally, most workshops I've been to or even given about video for charities, usually mixed in with still images, look at creating, that includes editing a video. So we'll start with that, and might as well start with a tool that many of you are probably familiar with it. I know it's come up a lot at past Impact Aloud sessions and conferences and training sessions as well. It's Canva. It's canva.com. If anyone wants to raise their hand or even just say, does anyone use Canva and want to say what Canva? Yes, Philippa is waving her hand. Anyone want to chip in and say what Canva is? Why is it useful?
Well, I can start. I run the training at Superhighways for Canva. So if anyone's interested in learning about Canva, then please do sign up. It's a fantastic online editing suite, which is easy to use, easy to download, and then repurpose, as Howard's going to tell us, into a video animation. Or you can actually create one in situ. That's my Canva introduction. Over.
Brilliant. Thank you, Philippa. Yes, so there we go. We know we can get even more in-depth training and skills there, which would be good. Anyone else want to say anything about Canva? Whether they use it?
I use it to make videos and flyers, posters, banners to go under my email signature. Yep. It's really easy to use. There's loads of free stuff on it before you have to pay. There are enhanced features if you pay, but it's an essential tool for marketing. It's fantastic.
Brilliant. Thank you, Susie. Yes, it is. It's very straightforward. No design skills required. It really is drag and drop. And you can get to really, really good quality content for online, but also, yes, printing out posters, business cards, all kinds of different things, leaflets. So yes, really good tool. For a while, it's also been a video creation and editing tool. You can upload video you've taken and then edit it in fairly simple ways. It's not as advanced as some of the other sort of more professional video editing tools. So that's why I'm suggesting it now. If you're happy using Canva, do explore some of its video templates or its sort of video editing opportunities. That may get you further forward in using video and being confident in that. There's another way of using it, and that is to put video in images. So obviously for social or for online. So if you've got a still image, you can actually paste a video. So here's a Canva video pasted onto a sort of blue still background. So if you wanted to do that, you could create an image. There's lots of different ways of using a video now using Canva. So definitely worth exploring if you use Canva. I still see it primarily as an still image graphic creation tool, but it isn't. There's more. So that's a good one to try. We heard from Susie that you can do a lot for free. I'm going to tell you, you can do everything for free. For the last 3 years, Canva has allowed non-profits, and despite the American term, it does apply to UK registered charities. You can use the full premium version for free. You simply have to register, and there's the web address for that. So you get the full multi-user access, you get the ability to share standard brand issues, so templates, colors, fonts even. So you can be ensured that anything that anyone produces using that will be within the charity's standard look and feel and brand. So there we go. That's Canva as a pretty good start for creating and editing tools using video, using a fairly common tool. Another approach, again, these are all the things that I would have done and probably shared at a previous Impact Aloud, so I'm not getting too far, but just a reminder of what's out there. So if you're looking at creating video on the phone, one I'd really recommend, and I'm afraid it's only for only for iPhone, iOS, because it's made by Apple, so they're never going to give it to Google, to any Android phones. But equally, it's several years old now, and it's actually just been substantially upgraded. But it's called Clips, and it creates these kind of things. It's originally a square only, so it was very good for Instagram and so on. And it lets you create a whole, either one or a series of video snippets. So it could be you talking to someone else, showing a different background, and there's lots of the obvious filters as well. But the really good thing about Clips was it made video much more accessible, because as you speak, you can have your words appear live as subtitles. So people can actually read what you're saying, because we know that when they view it online, they're not going to be listening to you with the sound on. They need to read it. So Clips is a great tool, and as I say, it's just been upgraded, and it now works for stories, so vertical, square, and horizontal landscape videos as well. And you can do some editing as well. So if, say, the text uses a bit of jargon that isn't right, you can go in, a bit clunky or a bit difficult to do on a phone screen, but you can still change the text and then publish it, set it live. So a really good sort of accessibility enhancing tool from Apple, and it's free. If you find anything from Android, if that rings any bells that you know that Android has got something like this, let me know. I've not found one, but I just assume there must be something that does something like that now. Another one that's been a free tool, or at least with a free, very basic version that lets you create videos, is Spark Video, one of the Adobe publishing tools. There is still a free option there. It limits you to some extent what you can create, but if you have no funding or no budget for this, you can still create some of these short video stories, usually in a sort of series of different images or sections. So that's another one to get you going with video, just whichever works best for you, whichever you feel comfortable. And because Top Poster this morning covered desktop or tabletop creation, I thought I'd move us away from purely digital or wholly digital tools to this book, kit that you can buy from Lego. Lego for several years has been offering a free stop motion app on mobile devices. They've even brought out this book. I actually have a copy just over there, which teaches you how to make your own movie. Or really, it teaches kids how to make their own movie. Not that they need too much help these days. And it comes with some actual kit. So some little minifigs, Lego minifigs. So I'd say this is really useful, A, to play with, B, to boost your confidence in using these tools. Probably get your children involved if you have any, or even probably other adults who enjoy Lego in your house. So that's another way of approaching it. Pretty handy for charities that work with vulnerable people that you cannot show on video, or you just need to sort of add some kind of illustration that gives them privacy and doesn't show their face or anything. So a nice Lego movie might be one way around. So there are different tools out there and new ones coming around all the time. Take my eye off the chat. Yeah, good. Love it when someone points out that you can get the pro version for free. And thank you, thank you, Philippa, for adding in the link to the to Canva nonprofit. And this is the other tool that I have mentioned before. So it's not new. It's been around about 4 years or so. I see it pretty much, once you start using it, almost as kind of the video equivalent of Canva. You just think, wow, that does just what I want it to do. So what lumen5.com does is, and again, I still use the free version. It means ending up with a final screen with their logo on it, but I can live with that. What it will do is it frees you from having to always think in terms of video as you either staring at a phone or interviewing someone else face to face. What Lumen 5 does, it lets you convert a web page, and I'm going to suggest your one, don't convert someone else's, but technically you could, a web page, and it converts it into a video consisting of a series of storyboards. and it'll get it right about 75%. So it's never going to be perfect, but this is an example of what happens. So on the left-hand side, you can see I simply cut and pasted a news story from my website, pasted it in, and down the left-hand side, you can see it's produced most of it. Not sure why it's got multiple headings and multiple copies of the main image, but in a way that doesn't matter. And in the right-hand side is what it's starting to produce. It is using artificial intelligence. It pulls together certain key sections of your content. So it simplifies. It doesn't use all the content. That would just be a whole blog post turned into a video. Not good. So and on the right-hand side, and it automatically either pulls across images from your left, from your website. If they're too small, then it tends not to be able to do that. So it adds its own, and it's sharp. It gets very good images some of the time, and also sometimes videos as well. All of them royalty-free as background. You can see highlighted images. You can see images in different parts of the page. So for example, if it's clever enough to know that if there's a photo of a person from its royalty-free collection, it will route the text around that person's face so you can see their eyes. Because whenever we look at a photo of someone or video of someone, we look into their eyes. Whenever we see someone in real life, we look into their eyes. So it knows to move the text away from that to make the image not look quite so odd. So this is Lumen 5, as I say, entirely free. They don't do a charity version, sadly. I have asked them to, but they haven't yet. So you've got this storyboard down the right. You choose how long each story lasts. You can add royalty-free music and so on. So generally, your first go, it'll probably take you probably 10 or 15 minutes to produce some kind of video. You know the content has been approved already because it's on your website. They are images that you presumably have the right to use anyway because they're on your website. But there may be a few additional royalty-free ones that come in. And then done, save. And you have a video of the content from a particular page. That could be a fundraising page. It could be your annual impact report. Good question from Pat. Does Lumen 5 have to be pulled from your website? No, any web page, it can convert into a video. So it could be a partner. All I would do is seek their permission because you are using other people's content. So yes, that's what I'd say. Stick with your own content. You've probably got more than enough good content that could be turned into a video. Oh yes, someone's just reminded me of Ethics in Bricks. Great Twitter account. I'll let you discover it, but yes, thank you. Oh yeah, the Lego tool. Yes, absolutely good. Lots of Lego fans here, not surprising. So many charities use Lego in their illustrations and sometimes even video, stop motion. There was a great one from British Heart Foundation with Vince, I can't remember his name, doing CPR. Really, really good, funny Lego version of a TV advert. What is a good length for a social media video? Really good question. I'll bounce back with a slightly tongue-in-cheek one. It's whatever works the best. Generally, it's shorter, social media. If you want some tips on recommended length, and I don't quite know how he recommends them. Anyway, there's a chap called Dan Slee, and I'm typing his Twitter address in, @DanSlee, and he produces an annual listing of all the various social media channels, and he lists their maximum length that they will accept for a video, and some of them are multiple hours, but it'll also include each year a recommended length, and it must be based on engagement, a bit like that stat I gave at the very beginning of top 500 Facebook posts. He'll tell you why, I just can't remember, but that will give you an idea of what is currently working in terms of recommended or most commonly used length for whichever channel you want. A fat minute. I was told 1 minute 30. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound wrong. Equally, there'll be times when 15 to 20 seconds is probably the best. I think you just have to assume you need to be very skilled at getting your message across in a concise way, in an understandable way as well. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with long content. It works on many sites. But yeah, keep the questions coming or comments. That'd be lovely. We had to do building a health and wellbeing website with Lego. So much fun going on with Lego at various organizations. Okay, so that's the main thing we start off with. We think about creating videos and editing them, and there are some really good tools out there, including many free ones. This is where I start sort of reflecting on what's really changed over the last few months. Another approach to think about video is not to think it's all about you. It's about your supporters, your beneficiaries, your clients. And there are various tools, platforms now that let you gather the videos of other people, because so many of your supporters are going to be really good at speaking or videoing themselves, or just that will be their natural response. It meant to many questions or many opportunities to engage. And there are various platforms that do that. One is called Gather Voices, which is a spin-off company by, I think it's C3, SEE3.com in the US, who've been around a long time, done some really good video work with charities. What this does, it's a platform to let you get spoken, videoed feedback from fundraising participants, event participants, supporters, who will just video using their platform so it comes back to you in a usable way. And if any of you have been to any Fundraising Everywhere training sessions or seminars, which has again kind of dominated the sector in the past year, moving the sector forward in many ways with a really simple but really effective way of using video well in training and conferences. They use this tool as well to get some of their contributors to pre-submit content in a usable standard way that they can then import effectively. So it's not free, there's a charge, but it's specifically focused on charities and works around the world. There are other platforms as well, not specifically charity related, but that one is. Now time to come back a bit to video editing, but just to let you know of the really quite astonishing options there are for editing. Who finds video editing, do you find video editing hard? A challenge? Is that what putting you off? Yeah, I can see heads nodding. Yeah, quite right, I do. God, you special, usually fairly expensive bit of kit. I know you can do it on your phone as well, but I tend to prefer doing it on my laptop. Just answering, does Gather Voices make sure videos that are uploaded can be shared? Absolutely. Permission part of the uploading? Absolutely. That would be part of it. I would double check that. That should be part of your checking and working with a video supplier. But yes, also they're based in the US, so I would double check that they are applicable to UK GDPR requirements, although that legislation is slightly in the air, but anyway, make sure that, yes, permission is everything for video content as well. But yeah, really good question there from Susie. Different video editing. So video editing is hard. You need to get all the different layers of the sound and the video right, and then you splice them together and all that. Yeah. And it takes a bit of time. Yes, you can speed up. I get that. But wouldn't it be nice if you could transcribe the video content? So you've got a text, which makes it more accessible, as long as those appear as a transcript and subtitles over the top of the video. And then instead of editing the actual video, the visual bit, wouldn't it just be nice if you could delete a bit of text? Maybe there's a sentence there that you really didn't need. It just repeated what went before. Okay, anyone can delete text, but wouldn't it be quite nice if that deletion of text then deleted the relevant bit in the video? Alive and well, these tools exist now. This is Type Studio. Came across this earlier this summer and played around with it. You edit a video by editing the text of the video. It's that straightforward. Delete it, that bit of the video is gone. You can even add in words that you did not speak. Don't go crazy. You get the idea of how that can go horribly wrong. You only get to do that to your own video, your own voice. But yeah, maybe you got someone's name wrong. You got the name of the chief exec wrong, or the donor, even worse. I suppose you could redo the video. But anyway, I'm going to give you, I've got a few videos to play of these various tools because they convey it far better than I do. So let me move to one of those and let's see if this works.
But there's still all these mistakes, bloopers, and about 297 ums. You upload your video to Type Studio. It's simple. It takes your video and turns it into text. Then you just highlight a part you'd like to cut and press the delete key. It's as easy as using Google Docs. You sit back and you say, wow, you've been waiting for this for years.
I've been waiting for this for years.
Then you also add subtitles automatically with just one click. Cool. Marketing videos, tutorials, interviews, lectures, news, online courses. By just editing the text now in the browser, just the text online right now. Okay, that's enough. Type Studio.
Okay. With any luck, that gives you an idea of what it does. You can edit text live, and you're editing the video. So if you like that, that's a good start. Let's come back and see another one. There's another tool like that. I think the Type Studio one of these, I can't remember which, has an entirely free basic version, forever free. It's not even a free trial. So you can start using this. There's a limit to the number of videos you can create and do this to, but it gets you in the mood for it, and you get to see what these tools are like. Another one that does pretty much the same thing, but probably a bit more, is Descript. Again, US based. It will create the text of a video. It'll interpret that, create the subtitles, and let you edit via editing the text, and quite a bit more. So I will play this video as well. So again, needless to say, I earn nothing from mentioning these or promoting them. I'm just letting them speak in their own words to give you a better idea of what is possible. So we'll go back to the video. So this is Descript, very American, very promotional, but it does give you the idea. So I'll play some of this for you as well.
Oh my God, we record a lot of stuff.
Yep, you do. But before you share it,
Sent. I don't like this.
you're going to want to edit it first.
Uh-oh.
But editing is
Hard, I know. Where do you even start, right? Well, I'll show you where to start. Meet Descript. It's a powerful new tool that makes editing easy. So easy that you'll want to edit videos.
nice. How does it
Work? Well, first you need some video or audio. If you've already got some, just drag it right into Descript. Wait for it.
Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. Hopefully my little guys don't fall.
Whoa. What?
Nah.
Yeah, it takes your audio and turns it into text. So when this happens,
All right guys, I'm going in. What? I'm doing a thing, Mom!
you can cut it out like this.
Okay.
How about that?
But get this, Descript can turn your text back into audio.
I'm pretty sure this is a first edition super rare creature kawaii. I was wrong. It's a 7th edition, more common than water creature kawaii.
It's called overdub. Just type what you meant to say right into Descript.
I'm pretty sure this is a 7th edition creature kawaii.
And for those who need it, Descript has a screen recorder built right in.
Hey everyone, we're pushing a big update today to.
So I hope you're liking these things. These are some of my favorite discoveries of this summer, to work out just what is going on in video that the rest of us can use, not just skilled video editors. So a bit scary to think of these tools in the wrong hands. Absolutely. They have Descript. I was on their launch, watched their launch about a month ago, the very latest tools. They used to be a podcasting only agency, podcast and text, but now they've jumped into video and video editing and subtitling and so on. But you're right. And they were asked about that. What are their ethics? And they say they restrict whose voice that you can interpret or you can do. It has to be your voice. Again, I'm sure it could be, well, clearly the whole technology can be misused. They were well aware of that. So there we go. Hey, best ever, Descript. Good, right, okay, I've got more. Where are we? Okay. So another tool, another approach of using video is sometimes you don't want to see the whole of this. I'm doing 45 minutes. What happens if you just want the 5 minutes of highlights of my session? Cut the rubbish, Howard, get to the 5 life-changing things like Descript that you might come across. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I do bang on. How about a tool that will do pretty much what you've seen with Descript and Type Studio, but actually enables you to highlight the best bits and then turn that into a clip for social media or for sharing with your colleagues. Maybe it's, you know, if you work for a big organization, you've got the chief exec does a statement, or it could be another bit of news or something. You don't want the whole 5 minutes and everyone have to sit through the video announcement. Just the 25 seconds that sums up the key points. It could be points at the beginning, middle, and end. Don't stitch that together. You've got better things to do with your time. Use something like Grain. Grain was beta only, as in limited access. It went live to everyone about 2 or 3 weeks ago as well. So that's another way of using video. I'm not going to demo that at the moment, but have a look at their website. It is grain.co rather than .com. So yes, video highlights rather than the nice long ones that we're currently watching. What next? Oh yes, enhanced video meetings. You and I are bored with these things. Let's, the content can be great, but none of us are brilliant presenters. It takes a lot of pressure. Okay, I'm getting the final countdown. First time I've seen a co at the end of a URL. Yes, it is a .co. I think technically it's Columbia, but lots of companies use that because they can't get hold of the .com. So it is legit, but it's easy to misspell. Okay, 10 minutes left. Right, let's do a few other things. Zoom meetings, how do you don't want them to be too daft, but every now and again it can be a bit nice when you're having an internal meeting. Let's just see if I can make any change to this. I'm changing invisibly to a different camera, and if I do something, if I smile, I'll either look really silly like this because nothing happens, or maybe if there we go. Oh, did you see that? Yes, and I've got my thumbs up. I think I can't remember what's the up one. Oh yeah, there's something else coming in. It's not showing up too well on my green screen. Hand gestures. I'm using a snap camera. How did you shrink to a talking head? I'm coming to that. That's a really good question. Thanks, Pat. There's a whole tool running this, which is free at the moment. So anyway, going back to my normal camera, so I don't get funny things going on. I'm back. So let's have a quick look at what this chap is doing. I'll go to the video again, just so you can see what he's doing. This is Cameron Hunter. There we go. He's not speaking, there's no sound, but he's got 5 different hand gestures. He created a tool that effectively just changes the camera on your phone to let you do this. If you go out of the screen, the camera can track that and it says, I'll be right back. These are the different things I was trying to do just now. Technically, you could write anything, you get anyone to say anything, but these are quite good standard tools. Is it serious? Absolutely not. But if you're bored with Zoom team meetings or want to introduce something different, you can do this. You just it's free, you download it using Snapchat, and I'm running it on a desktop, not a phone or anything. So there we go. That's another way to do something just a little clever. Let's move on with other ideas. Let's go back to basics. Don't forget that you can also make PowerPoint presentations in a meeting or anything online. Use live captions and make it accessible. And that's how to do it. You can choose where the captions go, size, and so on. So PowerPoint is a pretty powerful tool. I'd forgotten about this. As long as you've got a data or Wi-Fi connection, you can make your PowerPoint slides much more accessible and available to people who turn the sound down, so they don't get your lovely voice. What next? Aha, this is it. Not aha, but This is a real app. I've been really lucky to have access to it since July this year. It's created by a bunch of very clever people in the States. It is now publicly available. You can now use it or purchase it. Because I used the beta, I got access to it for free. Do you talk about editing Zoom, putting branding at the front, back of a presentation? I don't on here, but that's a good question. You could do it with this. I'm on Zoom, but I'm using on my Mac to present all these nice backgrounds. So the fact that I put the tool, sorry, the question for Sam, or answer to Sam, I could create a background slide like this. And if you see it at the end, you will see me adding a slide for Impact Aloud at the end. This is I will just show you what can be done. If you fancy a bit of Star Wars, I can just go pretty much any color you like. I can zoom to different parts of the page. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Stuff that, it's a bit childish, but hey, it lets you do that. I can obviously go far bigger. And actually, I could have the full image behind, so you can get to see what I'm showing on screen. Alternatively, I can become a bit more of a newscaster. Yes, I turn into someone slightly bigger, all that kind of stuff. Or I could get the slides off, and then obviously I could dominate the screen and become much bigger there. what I think is really useful, apart from being silly there, is, oh, you can have different looks. There we go. You can swap my green screen, la, 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 square, silver. I can actually get out of the way, either in terms of size, or I can disappear in front of your eyes. So you just get the content that matters, not the speaker. But the most important part, I think, of why is better than so many other things, particularly for Zoom, is you don't have to look in different places at me, the presenter, and the other stuff behind me. It's as you would expect in real life. Why didn't someone else come up with this idea? Why do we stick with Zoom as it is? Anyway, that's and the guy behind it is a successful tech entrepreneur. And his joke is that he wanted to come up with a product name that you could say while you were eating. There we go. Really hard to spell, but anyway, try that one out. I think I have other things I could show you with that, but I went, oh yes, I'm going to give you a pointer. Do you want a pointer to point to something on the screen like we do, the little old laser pointers? How about a rainbow one that just changes color all the time? La, la, la. You can see I get a bit carried away with all this stuff, but it's all there. And obviously different room backgrounds. Currently I have got, I was a brick wall. I can have moving ones. You can see those hexagons moving around. I've got a screen, got this in the way so you can see, whoa, all of that kind of stuff. All a bit daft, hardly exactly very professional, but it does brighten up your normal session. So I'll go back to brick wall background. So that's, I would play the video. I'll send you a link afterwards to the video where the guy demonstrates it well. Oh, and if you like playing games, as in PS4 and so on, you can actually run like this using a handheld games controller. It's that daft. Okay, next up. Those are the tools I want to share with you. There are many more. I spend far too much time doing that. I'm slightly disappearing as well. I need to come back in the real world. There we go. Tips to, I need to get rid of the pointer. Tips, if you're really stuck with something to create when you're playing around with some of these new tools, just say thank you. Send a thank you video to your supporters, to one supporter, to your colleagues, crikey, this Christmas. Wouldn't that be good? How much is, do they have a charity discount? Don't know, but Phil Lubin, the guy behind it, almost certainly, I'll ask him in public, I have no problem with that. I don't know is the answer, but I will find out. As I say, currently it's free. There is a free trial for about 14 days, I think. So definitely try the free version. But yeah, good for virtual pub quizzes. You're right, absolutely. So much good stuff in the background. Do you have to have green screen for it? No, you don't. I can go non-green screen. It still does work. There you go. You can see me with my green. That is my green screen. This is me without it, obviously. It's good enough. You can see a bit of green around the edge of them. Anyway, tips, practice saying thank you. When you're using video, another serious element, you may well be showing people, your video could give away someone's location. Be really, really careful. Less of the case if you're showing your screen, but any personal information, just be so careful, because it can be a matter of life and death in terms of the data or information you give away when sharing a video or photo as well. So kind of, I've had fun, but there are serious elements to using videos and elements. Sorry, videos and images. And also let's think about the kind of people there. I'm white male. If you look at all the GIFs in the world that are used, they tend to be male. Even characters, non-human characters, tend to be male non-human characters. So if you want to try and change the balance and show different people, think of who you're showing in your GIFs, which they're not videos, but they're still animations. So it's another way of brightening up content and showing it. It's another message. And there's a campaign to try and get more GIFs and people choosing GIFs where there's a choice. Try and choose a GIF of someone that doesn't look like me. We're going back to the main room shortly to ask questions there. So this is one thing that's really important for you, is inspire other people in your organization to consider these tools. It's not just your job. We all need to be much more visual. Plan to use visual content. Expect your supporters to want to share videos. How can you use them? How can you inspire them to point in the right direction, to do the right kind of stuff? And then don't forget, use analytics. All the tools have analytics, which will tell you how well these things do. Video is not going away. We just need to get better at it. It is the thing that's changing many, many things. And there are some fabulous tools that will help you do that, mostly for free, or certainly very low cost. This is the stuff I look at and share. I actually now publish a weekly newsletter listing lots of these different tips, but equally I use a lot of them elsewhere. Got less than a minute. There we go. That's the slide I mentioned at the end. Can you put a slide on at the end? That is it. I think we just put that in the background. I now better go bigger. More than happy to answer any questions now, but equally we will go into the breakout room and I'll happily answer some questions there.